What's going on, people? You was just joining the abomination. My voice sounds terrible. I'm real congested. I'm sick. You know, got stuff going on and whatnot. But the show must go on. So I don't know if a lot of you know, but G4 TV has recently made a comeback or resurfaced, got them a YouTube channel, and you know, trying to do the video game thing again. Now, when I was growing up, G4 TV was real hot in the 90s. It was, you know, it was where youngsters, it was where people got their video game news. And a lot of people like myself aspired to be one of these video game journalists and reviewers and all this type of stuff. People that had the inside scoop, all that good stuff going on. But, you know, fast forward, then YouTube came out. So now people do this from their garage, basements and whatnot. But somebody was lucky enough to get the opportunity to work at G4, and with this opportunity they had a lot of things to say regarding you toxic males objectifying women. So this transgender Jack Frost went off on some sexism in the midst of talking about something very important, saving Red Dead Online. Now, I agree with this person. Red Dead 2 is probably my favorite game of all time, which they were in the middle of saying, and then broke out into this terrible rant, seemingly out of nowhere, because the co-host seemed like they was caught off guard as well, right along with the audience. But yeah, let me, so I'm gonna go ahead and start playing some of this.
So when this originally happened, and my gaming grievance was actually going to be about Red Dead Online. So the subreddit for Red Dead Online, I'm a huge Red Dead Online player. I love Red Dead Redemption 2. I think it's probably my favorite game of all time. And right now, the Red Dead Online community are trying to get this hashtag going called Save Red Dead Online. And they've got it covered by Kotaku, Polygon, Game Rant, like Forbes, I think, also did a coverage of it. And they think that this will get Rockstar's attention, and Rockstar will come back to them and give them exactly what they want. And we can actually scroll this down. I'll tell you when to stop scrolling. Good, stop right there.
Stop right there.
But I'm here to tell you, and you're gonna have to cut this B-roll in a second, because it's done. And what I do think that there is a larger discussion about Red Dead Online, and that we need to have eventually, about game design versus immersive experience, and comparing the Red Dead Online multiplayer experience versus the solo player one. But I actually want to talk about something so much more.
Hold on. So everything she just said, they said, whatever pronoun this character goes by, just said a lot of great stuff. There's a conversation to be had about Red Dead 2. But it turned into this.
Important than Red Dead Online. Sexism in gaming. In joining G4,
this is not where I thought we were going, but I'm here.
I had no idea.
I'm listening. Yeah.
In joining G4, I was ecstatic to be part of something that I grew up watching as a child.
Dude looked to the side like, what the hell is going on? What is this?
But every time G4 is brought up in various channels, even in this YouTube channel, we have the chat in front of us. I can see you. Without a doubt, there will be backlash because I'm not as bangable as the previous hosts. It's somehow...
Talk to him, Frosk!
It has somehow been expected that you can talk about how much you jerked off.
So I'm gonna pause right there. So this person is about to, again, talk about how people are voicing their opinions on how she's not attractive, how it's not attractive. So if you're gonna put yourself on the internet and put yourself out there, then critique's gonna happen, opinions are going to, you know, be generated. People are gonna say things, sometimes terrible, sometimes foul. And you know what, it is what it is. I would think that as a gamer, this person has went through this already and got past that. Their skin has been thickened, toughened or whatnot. Because as a geek, you know, as a gamer, growing up, we all had to deal with being called ugly and nerd, freak, all this type of weird stuff. And you know what? You learn how to roll with the punches, punch back, talk your shit back. You know what I'm saying? I had to, niggas are laughing at me for being a geek. I had to start laughing at them for being dumb, you know, meatheads and ignorant, can't read, dumb shit like that, but you had to be funny. And then at that point, they just started respecting you. They was like, okay, you know, that person just like what they like and they are who they are. People respect the realness. So regardless of how they feel about, you know, your looks or whatnot, what does your art say? What are the eyes there for? The work, and how does that stand up? Instead of focusing on, oh, they don't like me, they don't think I'm cute or whatnot, or all that type of bull stuff. But I'm pretty sure, you know, like I said, these comments that she's talking about are just the people that said something. There's somebody out there that's willing to bang this chick that looks like Jack Frost and and willing to make a little Frozen baby or something. But hey, it's somebody out there for that.
Off to women as a compliment. It's
weird.
not a compliment.
It's weird.
It's dehumanizing and it's weird. Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
So, these women were hired because they were attractive. Because these dudes that, you know, she's talking about be jerking off, yeah, they went to G4 to see the video games, but also to see the hot women that were there talking about video games. They gave all of us nerds hope. Not that we was sitting there just whacking off to these women, but it was just like, dang, hot chicks play video games. You know, some fine females out there like Spider-Man be walking around the house doing this and shit. That know what a fucking, you know, a console is, or know the difference between a PlayStation and an Xbox, just shit like that. So those women did serve a purpose, and they did it well. They were entertaining, you know, they spoke well about video games, which this person does. I don't want to take it away from them. They speak well. But it's like those women were attractive as a plus, but they spoke well. They were entertaining. They were funny. They were personalities. Again, they made geeks think that like, hey, a pretty woman is obtainable who likes the things that I like. So yeah.
Hey, she cooking, y'all.
And that's just obvious sexism. You don't need to explicitly objectify women or declare that you hate women to be sexist. Just go ahead and check out Thorne's latest meltdown on Twitter for some spark notes. Now, here at XPlay, our reviews are written and produced by a team of people. There are too many games for one person to shoulder the burden.
So now she's saying that they saying that the reviews are not their own reviews. These reviews are written, and I guess they like handed it out, and like whoever like, ooh, I want to do it, then they'll read the review or something, which is terrible. And I don't think this person intended to just admit this, because later on they say that they contribute in some way, but still, nonetheless, it takes away from you even more. Especially since you got people who are on YouTube, so many people, regular nobodies, again, just making videos about their experiences, their reviews, their honest reviews of properties, video games, movies, shows, whatnot, comic books. But let's continue.
We divide and conquer. And when we use language like we or I, that's the reviewer. That's coming from the mouth and experience of the reviewer reading that review. And that's not to say that Gerard, TBH, Adam, or myself don't contribute to the reviews. We absolutely do. But it'll always be in varying degrees and take a whole team behind us. That's why we're XPlay and not Adam Play. We have done the experiment and controlled for the variables. Adam will read a
I'm not gonna make the obvious clap and seal joke right there. I'll plug this though.
Script written by the same writer that I will read the other half of the script for, but I'll be the one flamed. And yeah, it also happens to Gerard and TBH, but that doesn't discount the sexism of how it happens to me when it does. Both.
So she said she get flamed, and she's specifically talking about how she getting flamed. For y'all who don't know what that is, that mean chicken, that mean roasting, that mean getting on her ass, that mean talking bad about her, negative words. To roast somebody, you having fun though. It's supposed to be in good nature, but she's saying these comments ain't in good nature, and they coming after her, and they come after the other two. They come after the dudes too, but she feels special about her. You know, her flame. She getting hit with the blue flame, I guess. Everybody else got hot fire. She got blue flame. I don't know, but
things can be true, that there is a general hatred of any change that isn't Adam, and that all receive special flame just for being a woman. And I wish I could turn the camera around so that you could see the incredible team that make X-Play. Half of our producers and writers are women. Emily, Abby, Megan, Joe, Jake, Zipper, Gabby. It goes on and on and on. Former writers that are now on ATOS like Vanessa. When you're in our DMs or on those YouTube comments or in Twitch chat right now, those reactionary threads thinking that I'm somehow ruining your current X-Play experience because you can't objectify me how you previously did to Morgan, or that I'm somehow less qualified to speak on something, but you can't quite put your finger on why, even though I'm reading the exact same script as Adam, but you have no problem with he's part of it. You're letting your unconscious biases ruin my day, and you're gatekeeping the gaming space. So maybe for 2022, we be a bit nicer, a bit more self-reflective, and we enjoy the fact that people are working hard to make free content for you. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
Hey, I gotta
he dap her up. She felt that. She hurt. So what's funny about that is, she said, if you don't like it, don't watch it. There are so many other YouTubers that are doing this stuff that people will go and watch instead, and only watch this stuff to come back and laugh at it, or to laugh at her in particular, because they see that she's thin-skinned and comments can get to her. But then she said people are gatekeeping. I don't know how. I guess, what are you trying to say? Like, ugly chicks stay out of gaming or something? I don't know. But it's ironic that she would say gatekeeping, because on this live stream that they had after this, they deleted comments that weren't even attacking or really saying anything negative towards them or any individuals. So now they're gatekeeping. I guess these toxic masculine people, whatever that is, who are honestly the 90% of gamers out there, and you know, but I mean, hey, this is unfortunate because yeah, this person used somebody else's platform or used their job title to spew all of this, when it's just a person that just can't take comments, but they're putting themselves out there to the world, and when the world responds, then they say there's something wrong with the world, which, you know, there's something wrong with a lot of people. Yeah, you got some people that might say some crazy stuff and just, you know, take things too far, but you know, words are not really supposed to but you know, a person who is really who validates, a person who does not seek so much outward validation, who is okay with themselves, who they are, would not be going off on this rant. Let me take these off. Would not be going off on this rant because, not that anybody said that they was ugly, but because they not as attractive as previous hosts. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy because yeah, when I was growing up, man, people like we wanted to be on G4. Like, that was the dream job right there, going to you know, writing. You know, you know, writing, giving our opinions on video games. Like, wow, that seemed like the best stuff ever. So what this person should have done or took the approach to some of these comments, like the showrunner Lauren Histrich from the Witcher series on Netflix, who got into a little back and forth on Twitter with the Quartering, which started out as the Quartering critiquing her. She came at him with a little bit of, you know, a little attitude. But, you know, as the conversation progressed, they went back and forth, started making some jokes, some jabs at one another, having some fun. Like, we ain't got to be friends. I'm gonna keep you at a distance, but this can go somewhere, you know, but yeah, she went back and forth, you know, and they kind of had some fun with the conversation. And I think it ended positively, and they actually progressed for the better of the people and possibly the property, The Witcher. But, you know, it's up to her and what she decides to do with that. But us toxic fans, we like that type of stuff when we can throw some jabs and the people roll with them. You know what I'm saying? Punch back, make it fun. Let's make this enjoyable. It doesn't have to be because I don't like what you make that I hate you, and you have to internalize that and sick the world out on me. Folks doing too much, you know? Take the discourse, flow with it, flow with the river. Don't crash into the rocks, you know? Don't be a detriment to yourself by being so stubborn. Let's flow. Let's have good conversation, good back and forth. Let's have fun and progress as a gaming culture, a media culture. I really don't have nothing else to say about this. But besides, people, if you're going to put yourself out there to the internet, me included, if you're going to put yourself out there, especially present some artwork out there, it is to be critiqued, interpreted by the world, for all who see. Don't take it. Artists, we sensitive about our shit, but it ain't even her shit because she ain't even really writing the shit. But artists, we sensitive about our works. So, you know, take this shit on the chin and roll it off and keep on going. Use that to help you with the next critique or the next work, the next project. This person, just don't pay attention to the comment. Shit, talk about what you're supposed to be talking about, which was Red Dead. And you know what? All the real gamers, all the real dudes would have been like, yeah, you right. Keep speaking your shit about Red Dead Online. Help us save our game. Not save your ego. Cause you letting emotions from high school come up from when folks called you ugly or bullied you or whatever. But all right, that's all I got. Go ahead and like that video, people. If you agree with what I said, or, you know, or dislike the video, I won't see it. YouTube took that off. But if you really want to get your point across, leave a comment down below. You know, you're free to say whatever you want to say. I will not delete comments. I done heard how ugly I was plenty of times, and I'm cool with it. I got the big greasy bell pepper nose and all that weird stuff. And all that.
So I'm not sure I get you.
Give me a real fight.
Any of you guys read that chapter in The Art of War about misdirection?